Alrighty, stage 7. This is the ITT Coast Crusher route. Oh, look at that recovery, dude. Feeling pretty good. Slept really good. Got some metrics back in line. Meaning I could breathe last night, so it was awesome. I love being able to breathe, especially when I'm unconscious. It's cool. I'm shooting to get as close to 60 minutes as I can. I'm not a big ITT guy.
My goal for this was to keep a steady power as best as I could, which is a lofty goal because that's something I very much struggle with. And early on, no surprise, I found myself going backwards. And when you're in a race, that's the opposite direction of which I'm trying to go. And it's a surprisingly small pen, only 92 individuals. This is 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And furthermore, what added to the, honestly, frustration of this course, I was actually looking forward to the course. I thought it looked pretty cool. It's not flat. It's not flat at all. Furthermore, right at the Italian villas, there's a punchy bit of a hill. And it gets worse with the intro into the epic KOM. So we're looking at like 10, 13% around that bend. So a steady 3% up the hill, which, I mean, for me, was easier way for me to get sustained power. And then we do the bypass, and it rolls quite a bit. So the terrain is ever changing, my cadence is ever changing, and me, who's not too versed in time trial, is just not a good recipe for steady effort, and it's the opposite of what I was trying to go for. So it was a little frustrating for sure. I mean, on top of that, it's stage 7. I'm gassed, but I'm looking forward to stage 8 and ultimately being done with this tour. This will be this first FRR tour that I've seen through to completion, and all that stands in my way is another lap of this time trial and a trip up radio tower. So still got my work cut out for me for sure. I'm just trying not to lose too much time. Again, I'm shooting for 60 minutes or as close to 60 minutes as I possibly can. I just found myself slowly drifting backwards every so often, and steady power is the last thing that I could possibly do. I think a lot of it came down to bike fit. Like I'm just very uncomfortable on the bike at this point. I put in like just VO2 efforts as best I could on the hill, or at least on the first lap of the hill. And then at this point, I was pretty over this. Actually, I was hurting real bad. Once it kind of leveled out on this rolling section, I did what I could, and to make matters worse, I didn't actually hit a groove. I didn't hit any sort of rhythm till probably the last 10 or so minutes. So once you get down this bridge and this steep bit, this is when I finally hit a stride. I don't know what caused it. I don't know. I have no idea how. But it's just like I had to work out some kinks and some issues. And I mean, look at that. Look at that nice yellow, steady bar. Brought me all the way up to the finish line. And then I did a couple efforts just to try to gap a guys.
So with that, it puts me at 134th in the GC standings, an hour and 8 minutes behind the leader. Slowly but surely clawing my way up the list.
Yeah, dude. Another excruciating FRR stages in the books. With the completion of this individual time trial, we have one more points race remaining. That'll be tomorrow. And that will include the radio tower. But I also want to tell you all, it means the world to me for the following that we have built together, and for the encouragement and the support throughout this tour and throughout just all the videos I've made and stupid things I found myself doing. So greatly appreciate it. Really means a lot to me. Thank you guys.